Hi, I'm John Fraser with the Polaris Travel Experts YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of 360 Tours, where we're going to be taking you around the beautiful island of Santorini. Come join us.
If you've been following along with our series on Santorini, you'll know this is our third stop. This video is going to focus on the city of Fira. If you want to see our other videos, you can check out the links in the description below.
Okay, if you pan your cameras down straight from where I'm at, you'll see the top of a church. If you pan it to the left, you'll see the famous church that used to be painted blue, but just last year they actually painted it white. So now all of the pictures you see of Santorini with white or with the blue dome are now going to be white. If you pan your camera to the right, you'll see this is the town of Fira. It's the capital of Santorini. Over to the far right is the church.
As we leave the plaza, one thing I didn't mention is that to get to that plaza, the particular tour we were on, they dropped us off at the bottom of a pretty steep hill because the bus couldn't make it up through the streets. They were too narrow. And that's pretty common. We mentioned in some of the other videos that the transportation here is limited. So you're going to do a lot of walking, especially if you're in the areas where all the bars and the restaurants and shops like we are in now. That's something you need to be aware of. If you were coming in from a cruise ship like we were on, and you're just going out to explore on your own, you would tender in to the bottom of the cliff, and you would either take a gondola or a donkey or steps up the hill. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We've talked about that in some of our other videos. But as you can see, there's the alleyways and the sidewalks are pretty narrow here. And as we get a little bit further, you'll see us going up some steps. It's a pretty gradual grade going from where we were to making our way to the gondolas. But if you have accessibility issues, that's something to consider here. Or if you're with somebody who has accessibility issues, that could be a challenge navigating.
Yeah. More steps, a lot of hills here. I think our guide lied to us, told us that it was on the same level that we were on the cable car to get back to our ship. That is not the case. I think she was afraid that it would impact her gratuities if she told us we had more hills to climb to get to where we needed to be.
As you pan your camera around, you can really see how this is one of those areas where there's so many interesting things to see. You could spend a lot of time just going through the various shops, wandering through the alleyways, really just exploring, getting lost. That could be a really fun day. And because of the tour that we did and the fact that we were only here on a cruise stop for a day, we didn't really have a chance to go through the different shops and kind of take our time and look at potentially buying some souvenirs. I think if we go back, I'd really like to do that. Just spend time in Fira or Oia, where we could sit down and have a leisurely lunch at one of these wonderful cafes. If you pan your camera over to the left, we're passing a couple of them now. And you can see just the incredible views that you have there. I think that would be a good use of our time. If we go back, I'd want to do that. Sip some ouzo, some wine, maybe a couple beers, and then go explore some more. So we're starting to get up to the main part of Fira. This is the part of Fira that you would start in if you were to explore on your own, if you got off the ship and you came up on one of the gondolas or you took the donkeys or the stairs up. In fact, you'll actually see some donkeys coming here in just a minute. They're coming through. You got to watch out for those. We got a better view of those donkeys in our 5-minute review. The link is in the description below. But you can see there's a lot of shops up here. There's churches to see. Of course, you could go either way. You know, we came in as you're kind of walking up, you would go to the right. That's the way that we came in. But you could go either way up here. And then up ahead, you'll see a building. And you'll see a lot of people gathered there. Actually, to my right, you can see it. That's where you pick up the gondola. And this line actually wraps around these buildings and goes back for a couple blocks. So you're going to need to watch your time when you're coming back to the cruise ship, or you may end up walking down the hill. This is the area here where the tenders will drop you off, or where you'll catch your tender to go back to your cruise ship. If you pan your camera around, you can see multiple cruise ships anchored out past that pirate ship there. There's also shops here, so if you didn't want to go to the top of the hill, because there is a charge to take the gondola, or if you were to take the donkeys, there's a charge for that. You can still check out some of the shops. I think there's a couple bars, restaurants down in this area. But you can also pick up excursions from here. You can take a ferry over to Oia from here. So you have some options to get around the island. You can pick up some transportation from here as well.
Thanks for checking out this episode of 360 Tours. If we've inspired you to travel and you're not already working with a travel advisor, consider giving our team of travel professionals an opportunity to help you plan your next great adventure. If you like our videos, give us a like down below. We love to see your comments, and make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the latest content. Until we see you again, travel and be well.